Much of Luang Por's Dhamma teaching was devoted to instilling confidence in the law of Kamma, the central constituent of mundane right view. Most frequently, he expounded upon the simple formulation of that law familiar to all Thai Buddhists: do good, get good results; do bad, get bad results. While the brevity of this version of the formula makes for easy memorization, it also gives ample room for wrong views to accumulate. A common cause of doubt amongst lay Buddhists was that the teaching seemed to contradict everyday experience. So many people who did a lot of good things never saw any good come from it, they said, whereas people who did bad things seemed to prosper everywhere you looked. Luang Por never tired in explaining how the good that results from good actions is not to be understood in terms of worldly notions of good fortune. If someone was disappointed that an act of generosity had borne no good results, then the act itself must have been performed with a desire for some reward. If you give something away with a wish for something in return, then it's not true giving. Luang Por explained that people who doubt that good actions lead to good results simply don't understand what the Buddha means by good results. On one occasion, Luang Por said, "In my life, I've never once got a bad result from a good action. At the moment that I've done anything good, I've always got a good result immediately, there and then." In other words, the wholesome qualities of mind present in a good action were strengthened by the act, and that strengthening was the immediate reward. I'll give you an example. Suppose you have a friend who is poor, and you take him in, look after him, give him money, an education, until finally he is able to get a job, support himself, and in time gain success in his career. Sometime later, you fall onto hard times and become impoverished. This fellow doesn't come to visit you and makes no attempt to help you out and repay you for your kindness to him. You feel angry about this and you think, I performed a good action but received no good results from it. Why on earth did the Buddha teach that good actions have good results? That would be a foolish way to look at what happened. In helping out that man, your mind was good and just and noble, and the growth in those good qualities are your reward. The fact that he doesn't repay your kindness is his own affair. It's nothing to do with you. It's his own bad action. You'd be a fool to take the bad action of someone else into your heart. No good can come from that. He went on to give another example as to why the more obvious results of good actions can be disappointing. Say a person goes to work with a certain group of people. Perhaps she's a manager, a director of an institution, a headmistress or whatever, and does a great deal of good. She does the best that can be done, but, in the conventional sense, doesn't get much good out of it. People gossip about her behind her back, criticize her, stir up trouble for her. As time goes by, she seems to have received no good results from her work, only criticism. The person feels discouraged. She doesn't want to go on. She thinks that the Buddha taught that good actions have good results, but that it hasn't worked out like that. Perhaps she rebukes the Buddha for lying, or she thinks the Buddha got it wrong. In fact, it's she herself that is wrong. She hasn't reflected on all the conditioning factors involved. Good actions will only have good results immediately in the absence of opposing forces. A good seed sown in poor soil, or in a time of drought, for instance, is unlikely to produce a good plant. The Buddha taught that good actions have good results, and anyone who commits a bad action gets a bad result. When you're determined to do good and go to work as part of a group of unprincipled and immoral people, goodness will be unable to manifest. Why is it that no matter how much good we do, the results won't appear in that place? Because the time does not allow it, the place does not allow it, the people do not allow it. That is an example of the way that good results do not appear. The goodness will only appear there and then if the action is good, the place is good, the time is appropriate, and the person and group fulfill all the conditions. That good actions have good results, and bad actions have bad results is an unchanging law. We don't see it because of our own wrong thinking.